What's up, everybody? I hope y'all are having a good night. I know I am. Trying to get set up. I had some last minute adjustments I had to make. I had to relocate. I hope everybody's doing good tonight, man. Okay, so here's what's going on. Y'all know Atlas and Swan. They are right over us, like right over the top of us. So everybody needs to make sure that you're not try to stay in as calm of a state as you can right now. There's a lot of energies coming in, and it's getting us all upset. You know what I'm saying? All this energy that's coming in, we've got it coming in from both of my ships. We've got it coming from the sun. You know, the sun's been shooting so much down here to us. And we also got the Schumann resonance, which is also pumping energy into us. So we're getting so much into our vessels right now. You guys need to make sure that you're resting as much as you can, drinking plenty of water. So try to take it easy. And it's going to be pulling our shadows out, guys. You're going to be noticing that you're getting really irritated, attacked. A lot of us are going to be getting attacked by our karmics. You know, our karmics are going to be trying to gaslight. You're going to be seeing a lot of gaslighting going on. It's the dark side trying to push us, you know. Not that those people are dark. It's just they influence, you know what I'm saying? Subtly influence our loved ones and us too. They agitate us from the unseen. And so try to not get triggered as much as you can. And absolutely try to do it not at all. That's the goal, is to not get triggered at all. Even I'm still working on that. It's a hard thing. But anyway, so the solstice is tomorrow. So I'm looking for something to happen. Something should be going down tomorrow. So we'll see. I'm riding it out with you guys. You know, it wouldn't be no fun me playing the game if I knew everything. So, you know, I don't really know what's going to happen either. So I'm playing the story out with y'all. So anyway, but the most important thing right now is just trying to surrender and go with the flow of things. I'm sure y'all noticed that time is flying by. Okay. And the reason is time doesn't exist. It's just perception. You understand? And as you're raising your frequency, you know how the saying goes, time flies when you're having fun. Well, that's what it is when you're in a higher frequency, you know, you rise above time. That's why time seems to fly by. It doesn't matter because you're enjoying yourself. And that's why it's so important to stay in the now and keep your frequency up as high as possible. But because you'll notice the higher your frequency goes, the more you stay in your heart center, the faster time is flying by. Like I say, everybody's noticing that. I've been, commenting on the videos. It's being compressed because our perceptions are changing. Our frequencies are changing as we are awakening. So, but as far as 3i Atlas, like I say, it is my mothership from the planet Aurelius Prime, which that is in the center of our galaxy. It's the black hole. They call it a black hole, but it is not. What Aurelius Prime is Earth 200,000 years in the future. As Earth ascends in dimensions, we move closer to the center of the galaxy. So, and it's like Venus. See, the way this works, Venus is us in the future. That's the future us. And then like the Arcturians, it's all the different races. They are us, different stages of us from different times. You understand what I'm saying? It's real. It's wild. Ishmael Perez breaks it down perfect. I mean, he is my historian. He is an active super soldier. He is my hero, my personal hero, like my Morpheus. But that's where I learned, that's where I have been getting, all my intel, my briefings from the Alliance comes through him. And he gets his straight from Valiant Thor, which is my higher self. Like they call him Valiant Thor, but anyway, that's me. Me and my people are actually, and a lot of you guys are on board Atlas. They are our galactic avatars. So a lot of us Starseeds are going to be merging with our galactic avatars when we ascend. And that's coming up, like I say. So everybody needs to be, just make sure you're resting and drinking plenty of water. Try not to get triggered. Just living your best life that you can, living in the now. And the more you stay in your heart center and the more you keep your frequency up, the faster time's going to go and breakthrough's going to be here for all of us. Believe me, nobody's been waiting on it like me, but see, the key was that I finally quit waiting on it. That was the lesson, to learn to live in the now and not worry about the past. Let the past go. Let it go. It's already happened. Everything that's happened was written. The people that were against you, they were your family. You had soul contracts before we descended into the game for them to give you opposition to help you grow. And so we have to let that go and forgive, because we asked them to do it. So the quicker you let that stuff go, the quicker your frequency will rise. And it's just all around. You got to let the bad stuff go. That's how you're going to move on. So as long as you're holding negative emotions in and running from them or masking them with alcohol and drugs, stuff like that, you're just in a vicious cycle. You have to isolate. That's what I did. I went into isolation, away from all the triggers, karmic people, Agent Smiths. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And just did the inner work, worked through all my emotions, purged, all that type of stuff. But you have to take care of yourself. That's the big key, because it's very, you're energetically all over the place a lot, when you're doing that shadow work. But it took me it's been 18 months since I went into isolation, since I found out who I was. And it was intense, and I know a lot of you guys have been going through the same thing. I've been, on the same journey I have been. So I was just here to be the example, and show you all it can be done. Because I'm telling you, I was as far gone as anybody could be. Y'all know that. I was an addict from very young. And then when I got out of prison in 2017, I got on alcohol to get off the drugs, and I did. And then I finally, on 11/11/23, put the alcohol down. So, but I had to become a master. Once you become a master of your mind, you win. Once you stop getting triggered, you stop letting emotions rule you and learn the law of detachment. That is the key. You quit being everybody's puppet. You become invincible, because that's how, everybody gets you, is number one, by caring what people think. That's number one, guys. You got to let that shit go. It's fuck what they think. You understand? And if they don't value you, if you're in alignment and they don't value you for the being that you are, then you shouldn't care. You understand? They're not somebody that you should seek approval from. The only person you should seek approval from is yourself, not even me. You understand? I don't judge. So quit trying to be accepted, guys. You got to let that shit go. Be you. Quit trying to act a certain way or fit into somebody else's box so that you can, be digestible for them. Man, fuck that. You understand? And that's what we've got to stop doing. That's what everybody has to stop doing. That's what I had to stop doing. People pleasing. Lord knows, guys, I've always been a people pleaser because I like making people happy. It's just my personality type. And but you'll do that you'll run yourself into the fucking ground. And then most of the time, these people you're trying to please, they don't appreciate you. They're just fucking energy vamps. You know what I'm saying? So you've got to come back to your heart center so that you get your discernment. And because without your discernment, it's key in this game. It is key. Once you come back to your heart center, it's like your navigation system. You understand? Your intuition, let your spirit be the guide. I mean, that's real shit. You know what I'm saying? Once you become solid in your spirit and come back all the way to who you are, you intuitively know what to do, what moves to make. I mean, life gets so much better. And see, that's how you find all the blessings that are written in your story. Everything's written, guys. You don't pray to me and I'm Aladdin up in the clouds and I say, oh, well, Billy's been a good boy. Yeah, fuck it. I'll give him that. It don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? When you pray, you need to meditate or you talk to your guardian. Now, me, Pop, we're all one. Everybody has their own guardian. Okay. Their higher self is there with you, like literally in the fucking room. Okay. Everybody has one. Actually, you've probably got a whole bunch of your family spirits that are around you right now. But all you got to do, once you decide that you want to come back to your cosmic self and, you recognize, hey, I'm a cosmic being. I'm not just human. And I want to come back to my cosmic self and I want to quit running in this slave bullshit that I'm stuck in. How do I do that? And what you do is you just ask for help. Let your guardian know. Speak it out loud. Say, I'm ready. Say, please help me. I'm ready to start my journey. And look, when you do that, it's not, listen, you ain't going to get no help except you're going to get support. But it's not like it's going to be fixed. You got to do the work, man. You got to isolate. That's what I had to do, man. I had to quit my job and just basically stay in my living room, pumping videos out and shit, learning everything. I was getting truth out to the world. You know what I'm saying? And trying to wake everybody up. Because once I first found out, hell, I found out about the deep state and all that shit before I even quit drinking, and I started just doing disclosure. And then that's when, during the disclosure, seeing these UFOs and all this shit, I started getting memories back as I was finding, excuse my nose itching. As I was finding out the truth, I was watching these videos and it was giving my memories back. And that's when I started finding out who I was. And at first I thought that I was just the reincarnation of King David. I got so much of my words back and I thought, that I was just King David. And then as it kept going, I found out that I'm actually Source himself. And see, even when I found that out, I didn't know everybody was God, So for a little while there, I thought I was still in dogma. I thought I was, which I am Jesus. I am Yeshua. I am that. But I thought I was just the one here to say a bunch of humans. I didn't know y'all were all powerful, immortal creators and everybody was stars. So, I didn't know any of that. And so, I was running around at first saying, oh, as long as you set me in your heart, I bet they had me programmed. It was Elon Musk bullshit, Anyway, he was still wanting to control the planet. So when we think I'm the one savior, all that crap. Anyway, so, but it's all about, like I say, it's all about, you have to quit doing dope. You can't keep doing dope and all that shit and drinking and being around low vibrational people. Okay, because you're going to constantly be triggered all the time. And they're going to be, when you try to shine your light and try to better yourself and you're trying to ascend, they're going to do everything they can to pull you down because they are not ready to do it and they don't want to lose you, or they don't want to, they don't want nobody outshining them. So they're going to do everything they can to pull you back in. And that's where it comes to where you have to isolate, you have to cut ties. But as long as you are with low vibrational people, and until you now, once you master your mind, you can be around them because you've got control. But it's all about that first year. It takes a while, man. It takes a while to master your mind, to get to where you're not triggered, to where you can get by without anything. And see, that's what you have to go without. You have to go without, uh, be stripped all the way down because we take things for granted. Y'all know we do. I know I did, and so, so Pop let me, let me go without I didn't go without out, but let's just say he gave me the bare minimum: peanut butter jelly sandwiches and fucking beans cornbread. You got me, and that's good, man. It's fucking straight. I needed that, but it taught me to appreciate every little thing. It's like now when a damn dozen eggs comes in, my buddy bought me it, and I'm so grateful, James. I'm gonna give you a shout out. My buddy went and got me some food today because he got some food stamps, and I'm so grateful for that. And me and Stephanie need help right now. I'm waiting on breakthrough. My platforms ain't paying yet, so we're in trouble. We're in the bando. So, but I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I know. I mean, I'm straight. But I'm about to be the richest motherfucker on the planet, so I'm not worried about that. But anyway, you learn to be grateful for shit. Like, well, my point is, those eggs, so grateful for them. It used to, I didn't care about that. I always had eggs, and da-da-da. But when you go without that shit, you learn to appreciate it. And so now I've learned gratitude because every little thing, it's just, I'm so happy for. Like right now, I'm just so happy in my reality. I got everything that I need. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about gratitude. And so, but that's kind of the message that I wanted to let y'all know about. You got to be stripped down and get to where no matter where you're put at, you're going to be fine. Like me, like getting put in jail or something. I'm good. I can go anywhere. I can survive and thrive anywhere. I've been put in mental institutions. I've been put in jails. I've been stabbed. They've done all kind of shit to me, trying to stop me. And they didn't stop shit. All they did was make me stronger, So I have gratitude for that. Without that adversity, without everything that I have been through in my life, all the horrible shit, it made me who I am. And I wouldn't change that shit for nothing. Not for nothing. The knowledge and wisdom that I have and the shit that I have been through, I can handle any situation, anytime. It don't matter what it is. You know what I'm saying? I learned to build I can build a house from the ground up. I mean, I know everything about the construction business. I mean, not every, you know what I'm saying? I've mastered almost a lot of the trades. And by mastering a few, there's pretty much nothing I can't do as far as construction now. Especially now that my awareness is back. But, hey, I'm, the way I'm not going to be building houses, I'll be snapping them or thinking them into existence. But the point is that everything I did in my life, it was always about mastery. When I started something, I had to master it and be the fastest at it. I was always that way as I was growing up. And but I wouldn't change anything in my life because, like I say, y'all need to remember that when you're regretting and hating the things that you've been through, they made you who you are, and you wrote for that to happen to you. So never regret that. Never regret that. See it for the lesson that it was, and be grateful. And then what you do is you think about what that is that happened, find the good that came of that. Because I promise there was a lot of good out of whatever trauma happened. Something after that, it was a catalyst for something. Because that happened, now I'm it catapulted you in some type of way. All trauma makes us who we are. The more trauma that you get, the stronger you become. And that's just truth. And that's why a lot of us have been through a lot. We wrote for us to go through a lot. You understand? But never regret that shit. And don't ever blame me. I have nothing to do with y'all's story. Y'all write your own story. I do not. Okay? So, but you just got to let the past go. Because you wrote for it to happen. Don't hold on to that shit. You're not a victim. Everybody's got to get out of victim mentality because you are not a victim. No matter what happened to you, you wrote for it to happen. I promise. I promise you that. So, let that go. Let that shit go. And let go of, like I say, the people that's wronged you. You ask them to do it. You ask them to do it. On a higher realm, we're a family. It's kind of like paintball. You know what I mean? That's basically what we're down there doing, is playing paintball. So even the bad guys are really the good guys in a higher realm. But there's some, some that had learned lessons. There's a few that I have to stop, but for the most part, I've got to separate the wheat from the chaff. But I've given everybody time, as long as you ain't evil, you can't be out there killing folks, man. That's it. That's the bottom line. There ain't gonna be no more killing people, no more violence, no more negativity. You're not gonna exist in the fifth dimension. You can't if you are still, judging all the 3D negative emotion shit. You can't be in the fifth dimension. So what's gonna happen if you're not doing evil? You're gonna ride to the fourth dimension unless, like, say you don't do evil, like you're not killing people, but you refuse to balance out and quit being an asshole. You'll reincarnate on another planet. It's that simple. That's the way it's gonna go. You won't be able to cross. It's not me judging you. It is, you have to be energetically compatible to be in the fifth dimension. Like, we're not gonna be up there in heaven and have a bunch of dickheads running around. You understand? And that's just brass tacks. So if you can't act right and you don't decide you ain't going to act right, then you're going to have to reincarnate on another planet. Because I'm not going to let there be a technocratic timeline to where, you know what I'm saying? Because they said we're going to have timeline A, that's us going to the fifth dimension. Timeline B, and that is where you younger souls and the ones that really are not advanced like me and like my tribe that's been, working for this moment, for the vast majority, you will go into the fourth dimension and we will be your guardians. Like, we'll be in the fifth dimension and we'll be like your protectors. And it's going to be kind of like, it's going to be less dense, but in order to move into the fourth and the fifth dimension, you have to let go of the negativity. You have to be, you have to be on the right frequency. So, but there's not going to be a timeline C where the deep state gets to rule for 1,000 years. That's what Ishmael was saying on his report. Well, I'm not doing that. So there's not going to be a timeline C where I let those of you that ain't got sense right now because you're under the influence of the devil, I'm not going to let you go and give your soul away to some Neuralink chip. I'm not having it. So any of y'all watching, any deep state, there ain't going to be no Neuralink. Y'all can forget that. So I'll be collapsing that. You're not turning my babies into no cyborgs. So anyway, you will be starting over on another planet. And that's just the way it's going to be. Not something that's going to hurt you. You'll just be there. You'll just be, So, but that's why it's so important for y'all to quit, to stop being buttholes. It's not me, guys. It's not me judging you or nothing. So it's up to you. I need y'all to understand that, okay? And I'm going to go ahead. I'm fixing to cut it off here at 30 minutes, and I'm going to go back at 7, and I'm going to do a concert, okay? So everybody that came by, I sure do appreciate y'all. I love you guys. And for y'all at 7, all right? So I love you guys. I'll see y'all in a little bit. 7 o'clock, I'm going to do a concert. All right, man. I love you guys.